out on iHipHopTV.com on YouTube. Shit is fire. Check out iHipHopTV.com on YouTube.
That's right. That's right. This is iHipHopTV. Mad Money Militia one-on-one. I'm your man, PStock. Great show tonight. Big shout out to Dark Diva 70. Hit her up, follow her. Check out Mad Money Militia, wherever they doing. Hit it up. You know, it's always going down with Mad Money Militia. You know, there's a lot of events coming up and going down. You just want to stay tuned and follow. You know, definitely big shout out to Aladdin 19 representing, you know, for real. You know, iHipHopTV, Mad Money Militia is going down. It's always going down. But tonight, you know, this is a guest that, you know, really doesn't need an introduction, you know, with the musical history and past, you know, and his contributions to the hip hop culture and hip hop history, musically, and some tragic events that happened along the way. You know, that tonight's guest is an embodiment of the hip hop culture, where it comes from, and had seen it all, done it all, you know, both, you know, dealing with the major labels and as well as doing it independently, you know, hailing out of the Bay Area, you know, where there's much love. You know how we are with the Bay Area. We roll with them all. Young NAZ, 2K Kent, Frank Stickums, you know, all the whole crew, Lenny Williams, everything. It goes down in the Bay Area. You know, so there's much love with iHipHopTV in the Bay Area, and the night's no different. So tonight we have, you know, that's a part of music history, the hip hop history and culture, that this is going to be a must see show tonight, and to hear what our guest tonight, Black C, has to say. Dig it.
We get it cracking. Everybody want to know what's happening.
That's right. We got Black C in the house tonight. You know, hey, that's how it's going down. It's cracking like that, you know. So, hey, you know, it's a big shout out, man, to the Bay Area artists. I know how tough it is, you know, to even crack it out of the Bay Area, you know. Right. So for all of your accomplishments, even going back in the day when you first got started, you know, in fact, you know, give our viewers, you know, just the ones that really ain't familiar now, so they'll know a little background of Black C in the Bay Area and his music movement.
Yeah, I'm Black C, as he said, one half of RBL Posse. We dropped our first album back in 1992, A Lesson to Be Learned, as you can see pictured on the wall in back of me, and our second classic album, 1994, Ruthless by Law. The first album contained the hits Don't Give Me No Bammer Weed and G's by the 1-2-3s that featured Totally Insane. And the second album featured the hits Bounce to This and Bluebird. So yeah, just to give a quick little background on me myself. And also I was a producer of all the majority of RBL music, early music. You know, I produced probably like 80 to 90% of the albums, and also produced Hitman, rest in peace, Hitman. Yeah, you know, I produced that whole album. So yeah, man, just here, back like I never left.
That's big, you know, and you just named off some classics. You know, those are hip hop classics. You know, right. You know, Don't Give Me No Bama Weed, all that stuff. These are records. See, so our viewers know that the RBL Posse was charting. They was charting. They was doing shows. They was in demand. It was hot. You know, I mean, and that's how it goes coming out of the Bay Area. You know, and that's back in the 90s, back when music was popping, everything was popping, you know. Exactly. So the in that time period, you know, that's why I say you're gonna get your flowers on this one, Black C, because in that time period, the work y'all was doing was good, because you was charting, you was hitting Billboard with artists at that time like Pac and Biggie and everybody, you know, you got NWA still in the mix, you got everybody coming out, and y'all right there in the mix with him in the grind, you know. and the grind right with them. So how did that feel back then? And also, how did that experience from back then, how is that shaping you today and what you're doing with your movements and your music today?
I mean, it felt good back then, because I wasn't expecting to really get past San Francisco. That was mainly my main thing, was just to be appreciated in San Francisco, to have people on the other side in Fillmore and Sunnydale bumping the album, and once we reached Oakland and beyond, the Bay Area, I knew we was on to something. It was a blessing. Like I said, I was just happy that everybody in our neighborhood was rolling around playing the album. When I first pressed up my first 1,000 copies and sold them out within a couple of days, and went and pressed up 5 more thousand, and Independent Records started asking to sign us. I knew it was something big, and yeah, it's just one of those things, man, where I was happy to be, in the same company as people, or just around people like Too Short, who I looked up to, people like Richie Rich, who I was bumping 415, looking up, people like Ant Banks and MC Pooh and them, Spice One and them, we now running in the same circles, and I used to just bump their music and be on the block hanging out, with a sack, just trying to get some money, and I'm bumping their music now. I'm in the same company as them, hanging out behind backstage with them. So it was something else, you know what I mean? And the second part of the question, as far as you say, how did it shape me today?
Yeah. How did that, your experience that you had back then, how is it shaping you and how you make your moves today with your music?
Well, I guess it is shaping me, but I just learned we made a lot of mistakes back then as far as production wise, I'm happy that I'm a producer. It didn't really shape me production wise. I'm still, I still move with music the same way as far as producing and when I go in there and get creative. But as far as business wise, yeah, it shaped me totally different. I read a lot of contracts now. I make sure the T's is crossed and the I's is dotted now. Back then, we was just happy to.
A lot of free work, right? A lot of free work.
Yeah, we didn't care. It was just like, when Jason first wanted to sign us, he threw us a little lousy $10,000. We thought that was a lot. We was like, man, you want to give us this to make this music? We can do this easy. This is fun. We can knock out another album in a week. We can keep on doing this. So we didn't think it was nothing until, it starts selling and the mechanical royalties and royalties start coming in, and we start learning about, the different royalties, and we wasn't getting paid. So, we just was looking off the advance and the show money. But yeah, it definitely shaped me as far as into a businessman now. You know what I mean? I started learning about taxes. Once a couple of my accounts got levied and all that, I had to learn the hard way,
even very important. Pay your taxes.
Yeah, gotta pay your taxes, man. Once they start clamping down them accounts and start coming looking for you, sending you them IRS notices, yeah, you're definitely start respecting that system.
Yeah. That's real talk. That's real talk in the industry, man. So yeah, and that's big. But the Bay Area, to get out of the Bay Area, and like I said, I hear it from other artists that come through that it was hard to crack. But that was the thing, I always tell them, okay, you got the Bay Area, but keep making your music. The Bay Area catch it. When I was in Philly and we was breaking a PD Crack and Skino and Sparks and them guys, getting them guys out there, the same thing. They was worried about love in Philly. Philly didn't show no love they ain't show love to the Roots, when Black Doctor was coming up, the Roots wasn't getting no love, right?
They was dope. Yeah.
They was dope, When Jay-Z and The Rock came through, and then you got Freeway and Beanie, and then that emerged. So with the Bay Area, I look at it similar. A lot of people, want that Bay Area respect and love, and y'all got it. You got it. You made it to that plateau. But a lot of times by you striving, you want it, but you're still striving further, you get it anyway. It comes with your hard work and that's making good music. you know, and that's what I'm seeing, you know, with your progress when I was looking at it. So, and we was talking about the music and doing the production, you know, and you said you got the lock on that now with everything. So you did the production on Get It Cracking. That's fire right there. That's
Yeah, well, I didn't actually produce that one. That was produced by my boy Foley and Best Bet. But one thing
okay.
about me being a producer, I know how to go in and arrange the song right. I know how to,
That's
you know, as
yeah.
far as mixing and stuff. So most rappers just rap on the beat and they leave it up to the engineer and the producer. And
Engineer.
if you done bought the beat online and you got to take it somewhere and go get it mixed, you wouldn't know if your mix a good mix or not. One thing about me, I do know, you know, I get behind the boards. I know something ain't right. I know about, you know, the mixing space, panning songs and making sure the drums are solid and hitting hard. So, you know, I kind of got the best of both worlds by being a not only executive producer, but a producer and an artist. Some artists are artists, some producers are just producers, and some execs is just execs. You know, I'm all three. You know, I put out all the albums on my label. You know, I put out all my albums, you know, produce and, you know, like I said, also rap. So it's good being able to have a little background in all fields. That way it helped me, you know what I mean, when put together a project, you know. So
right. You got you get all those credits, like you were saying before, about your royalties. You know, it's very important. See, that's what I know. By you telling your story on behalf, it's going to be the most information informative to a younger artist or a new starting artist that's going to see this interview right here and be like, wow, yeah, you know. So you got to put the work in, you know, and early on you put the work in. Now you're producing. How do you you know, feel about the South and the different, you know, flavors of music now, especially today compared to back then at the height? How do you feel about that?
I love it. I mean, I like that everybody a little bit different, you know, and everybody taking certain styles from each other. Everybody get pointers from each other, man. Even back then, you know, we had our sound up here in the West Coast, but then you still had the, you know, the Ghetto Boys, the UGKs. You had Suave House and them with Tila and them. They all had a different sound. You know, we still had that bluesy, you know, it was more closer to West Coast than it was East Coast, but I feel like, you know, Big Mike and all them, Mr. Mike, all them, they was, you know, they had dope music. They had musicians down there really playing, you know, and I loved it. You know, they was different back then, and it's the same now. You know, you got a bunch of trap sounding stuff, melodic stuff, you know, coming out of, you know, from Memphis to Texas, to Atlanta. So I like the different scenes and everybody coming different. And you got a lot of dudes on the East Coast and West Coast who adapting some of that, putting some of that in their music, you know. I'm not mad at it. I love it. It's a nice rainbow of flavors right now in the industry, different genres, even out here in the Bay. Everybody not coming with that, what you would say like trademark LA sound, where LA would have like the G funk with, you know, music, you know what I mean? You don't really hear too much of that. They got their own style, you know, like the Drakeo, the Rulers, the YGs, all them, you know, they setting the tone with a different sound. You know, even in the Bay Area, you know, you got the Larry Junes, you know what I mean? You got people out here who doing their own little thing, who creating their own, you know, like Slimmy B, the Boy, and all them, you know, Zay Bang, and all them, you know. So we you know, it's a variety of flavors, man, and I like them all. You know what I mean? Sometimes I want to get grimy, and I'm throwing on some of the young grimy folks, and I might listen to some grimy. Like, you know, you never know. I got on Tyler the Creator, a Chance the Rapper, a J. Cole. You know what I mean? So I listen to it all. Me being a producer, I don't discriminate. I listen to everything. You know, from the East to the West to the Midwest. You know,
so get that ear.
You know what I mean? I listen to everything, man. You know what I mean? So it helps me when it comes to producing. You know what I mean? Plus, I'm just a music fiend anyway.
Yeah. See, and that's coming from you. That's a real producer. You know, that's listening to everything. You know, anything you can stop. You know, people be looking at you. How you know that song? How you know that record? How you know that? You know,
be surprised about my playlist. My playlist is crazy. You know, Afro beats to reggae to rap and different types of rap styles. I mean, they'd be real surprised. My playlist is crazy all over the place.
Yeah, see, and that's right up and down. And I hear it in your new single. Let's go into that for a minute because
Mhm.
that thing right there is that's that you can ride out with it. You know,
Right.
you could be in the club with it still
Exactly.
too. You know,
Exactly.
you could be that's chilling. Putting something in the air. That's cooling,
Exactly.
man. It's one of
Exactly.
those vibes, and it's talking. So let's talk about cracking. Let's get into it because that is the thing. What
Yeah.
are we talking about? Let's get it cracking here.
Yeah. I just kind of did that. I just when I said I was gonna drop my first single, I just said, man, I didn't want nothing too laid back. Like on my last album, I did the song with Larry June, What's Happening. And it was more laid back vibe and all that, but this one I just like, man, I gotta go back to that signature RBL sign the song, type of vibe. And I just felt as soon as I heard that beat, I was just like, you know what, I gotta just kind of just talk my shit on this one. I gotta just get on it, do my thing, and just put something that's gonna give it a vibe to where it's just like, just that up tempo, upbeat to where, like you said, it could ride in the club. You're gonna want to slap it in the whip. And that's exactly what I did. I was just like, man, let me get on here and just run my mouth, That's it. I mean?
Yeah,
And add a little substance to it, not just be all over the place, but make it more of a performance song, what I mean? To
yeah,
where I could take
yeah.
it to shows and I'm gonna have fun performing it. It ain't gonna be too laid back. So that's exactly what I did. I was like, man, let me create a performance song for my first single instead of just doing something that need a visual or something that's heartfelt or something, which I got a few of those songs on the next album, but I just said this one got to lead it off, just getting it cracking, just letting them know,
Get it
man, we're
cracking.
trying to get it cracking. You know what I mean?
Perfect lead off for that, man.
Right,
Perfect
right.
track too, because
Appreciate
that's
it.
going to be one of those things. Watch, and it's going to gain that momentum because
Right,
we hitting that spring. We hitting that spring.
exactly.
So by summertime come, you're gonna
Real
hear
talk.
that thing thumping in all of everybody's car. Everybody's with it.
Exactly,
It's
exactly.
dope, man. It's dope.
Appreciate
Good work coming out. I can't wait to hear, what's coming out after that, man. But get it
it.
cracking,
Mhm.
y'all. Y'all got to get out there and check it out. Where can the viewers and the fans find all your music at and everything? I know you
Uh,
got the website.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
still got the RBL Posse.com
Right. Yeah, they can find
that
the music
website.
on there. They can
Mhm.
find it on there. I mean, we on all DSPs on all the platforms, from the like you name it. I mean, Amazon Music's to the whatever. I mean, Spotify's. I mean, we
Right,
everywhere. You know what I mean?
right.
But we most definitely, if they want certain things like clothing or the book or anything like that, definitely the website. Go to website. The website will take you to the store, which
Mhm.
we sell all our No Bammer gear. The
Mhm.
RBL Posse merchandise. My book. Everything is available on there. Real simple, rblposse.com, and just go to the store.
Yeah,
And
cop that book, y'all. Get that book.
yeah, yeah,
Get it all in there.
most definitely.
Get it all in there. See, and that's a big thing with people that don't know, the history with the RBL. And that's my next question. How do you look at everything you went through with RBL and the tragedies you had, growing up losing members and friends and family, and then with today, what's going on in the scene in the music industry. I mean, how does that, does it still seem like deja vu, like the industry, or do you think it's gotten worse? It took a different turn.
As far as me, you know, me when I've been done went through, yeah, it's been hell, but you gotta just keep your head up and just keep, you gotta keep smashing, you gotta keep working, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because you don't want to stay stagnant, man, because then you're gonna be a has been and afterthought, and people ain't gonna be thinking about you no more. So all I did was use it as motivation, going through what I went through, from
Mhm.
getting shot to losing homies. Mr. C and Hitman wasn't the only people we done lost. I
Yes.
lost a lot over the years. They just more known
Yes.
because of their rap, but I done
Yes.
been through a lot of tragedies and just deaths, just losing people, man. But you just got to keep pushing. You know what I mean? I'm still here. I got to keep living. You know what I mean? Plus, I got kids,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
I can't, let nothing stagnate my progress. So all I do is, like I said, this music is like therapy. Get it out
Yeah.
on track, You know, get out at them shows. You embrace the love that the fans give you, and you just got to keep it moving, man. And even nowadays, the youngsters, it's crazy. It done got worse. But at the same time, I done got older, so I'm out the way. I don't get involved in all the bullshit. So I try to stay away from anything negative. I don't like no negative energy around me. I don't care if you're a family member. I'll cut you off if the energy ain't right. You know what I mean? I just ain't got time for it no more. We getting older, and just like you're 50 years old, gang banging, 40 plus gang banging, even 35. Once you get out your 20s, man, you got to start planning retirement and start looking at the future. Like, man, I'm trying to,
children,
by the time I'm 60, 30 years from me, I'm trying to have a nice nest egg so I can kick back and, kick back off the fruits of my labor, be able to live off of that. You know what I mean?
Don't want to have to work real hard,
exactly.
Back then.
And that's where I'm at with it. It's like, we done been through everything, even the dudes I fell out with, some of us on good terms and, we able to be cordial, and just live, because ain't none of the funkin' gonna bring anybody back. So it's like, you got to just wise up and just think, is you be willing to, go and just go sit down for the rest of your life for that, you know what I mean? And it ain't gonna bring them back, you know what I mean? Once I seen Mr. C's son is doing his thing, he living good, his kids is happy, we ain't got nothing to be mad about, you know what I mean? So it's like, man, let's keep it pushing, let's keep moving, let's set up these albums and let's have fun, you know what I mean, this next half a century, you know what I mean?
Get money, get your kids, your seeds set up for their future, exactly. so and get them pointed in the right direction, so they don't have to depend on anybody but themselves. Exactly. That's the direction you want to go with the music, exactly. So, and that's big, and also with the day, and they did it back in the day too. And that back in the day when you dropped those lyrics back there was the gangster rap theme, when people was talking about what they was doing with the bodies and everything, how the feds was watching that, listening to your lyrics and investigating and everything and what goes on. And I think I think that same stuff is coming back. It's
it's worse than what we was doing back in the day.
It's worse.
We had I say we had sort of like fantasy raps, where I call them like they gangster raps, but they was more like my song Sort of Like a Psycho. I'm kind of like going through the neighborhood, killing up everything. I'm like,
it's a feeling.
It's almost like comedy, it's like an action. I'm rat-a-tat-tat shooting police and telling the bride to roll up my weed. She roll up my weed and I shoot her. And it was just like fantasy, kind of like gangster rap, you know what I mean? We just having fun. It was entertainment. But now this drill music is a little bit different. They actually really talking about people they actually knocking down and funking. That's one thing we never did. We ain't over there talking about, I knocked down them Sunnydale dudes, or I shot this dude from Fillmore. We smoking them in a pack and all. It's a little bit different, man. These dudes right here, they were a little more bolder and more cold-hearted, man, than we was. It's different, man. I do talk some gangster stuff on it, but it's not to the level of what they doing. You know what I mean? It's a little bit different, man. It's
way different thing, man. It is a way different vibe, because when you look at the situation that's going on, I mean, do you think what Gunner did is snitching? You think Gunner snitched?
Taking a plea to me ain't really snitching. You know what I mean? If you take a plea, but like I told my folks, I said we just got to see what Young Thug say, because Young Thug the only one that's gonna know if he we don't know if Young Thug lawyer and his lawyer worked together, where he said, tell him to take his plea so he can get out on the streets, make money. I'm gonna go and ride this out. They got me anyway. We don't know what happened. You know what I mean? So we can't just say a whole bunch of them took pleas. We don't know. Lawyers all work together. They all talk. They, so we don't know what happened. You know what I mean? So I would wait till we hear from Thug. If Thug be like, well, nah, that boy took that plea and I told him not to, and he went against the grain. He was more worried about himself. Then it's like, okay,
Now
you know, that's different. You know, but taking a plea, I see my people take pleas all day. You know, so I don't. That's admitting to their guilt and what they did. You know what I mean? So he's hold on himself. But until you get on the stand and actually they bring him back to court to testify against Thug.
Yeah.
I don't look at it as snitching. I'm waiting to hear see what Thug gonna have to say. And so far, he ain't said nothing. So I wouldn't even worry about that too much. You know, that's why Gunna kind of ignoring it and doing what he do because you know you can't argue with the internet. You're gonna lose. Just let people talk. Stay off the internet. Lay low. And be cool.
Yep.
I mean, they ain't saying nothing to 6ix9ine. He running around. He really snitched. Now he told.
Yeah, he told.
And nobody cares about that. He's still out here making money, running around buying Birkin bags for females. Like he really is like really entertaining and like laughing at people about this street stuff. So like you say, the streets joke and he ain't lying. You know, a lot of this is the street politics and all this stuff, man. The street
not the same streets.
And all that, it ain't the same no more. So you know, it's like every man for himself, man. You got to worry about yourself, do you, and can't worry about nothing else.
No more. I mean, it's really no honor amongst thieves out there. You know, I mean, to the thing, you know, down to the letter these days. And here's the whole thing about that whole thing with taking pleas and everything else early in that. You know, they can take pleas and them out, but the fans can come in and pick up all that stuff. You know, if the fans look at it as they think, so you pleading out of the state, but the fans is going to come in and say, well, we ain't. You did all that.
And that's where a lot of people getting things mixed up at too. They keep thinking it's a Fed case. Like, man, how you take a plea and he get out and it's like, but that's state. The feds would have been if the feds would have picked him up, he could take all the plea he wanted. He probably would have still been sitting down about to do 5 years. You know, 10 years or something. You know what I mean? He probably would have pleaded out for lesser time. But you know, the state, they gave him 15, 10 years or some probation. Like I ain't never heard no shit like that. But hey, you know, to each his own. It's different down there, you know, but this is like I said, it's a state RICO. It ain't a federal RICO.
Federal RICO, and they better pray and they hope their lawyers is on point with hopefully explaining to them that the federal can come in and intercede and pick up all these charges and then you'll be gone with that right now.
Right.
You know,
right.
So that's, you know, one of the things that they got to worry about that. And I worry about with all of the things going on with the artists showing their movements with the cell phones. You got your computer, the GPS, and guys, and some people out there with your girls out. I'm chilling with so and so. We over here doing that, and it's like calling up a guy to come stick you up. It's calling up a stick up kid, you know.
Right.
To come get me over here. To come get me, you know. So you really got to move stealth now. You really got to keep your mouth shut, and that's why I give you a lot of props too, coming out of the Bay Area, the San Francisco with that, with everything going on there with the rivals in the community, the rivals across the Bay, the rivals, you know, in the next states, but you know, down south, you know, SoCal, you know, NorCal, you know, whatever the beefs are, you know, the longevity you went, you know, and everything going from the RBL Posse, the Black Sea, you know, music, making it happen, man. And, you know, and that's big, you know, and we love it. It's dope that you're doing it. We want to hear more. Definitely keep tapped in with us. You know, let us know what the movements are. Come in when you drop these other ones. So, you know, that's what we do. We're going to be promoting it. We're going to be driving people, you know, to say, oh, yeah, you got to check out Black Sea single right there. It's hot, man. It's in the building, man. That's in the building, bro. Black Sea, you know, we appreciate having you on. Hey, well, any last words that you want to let our viewers know are especially inspiring words of wisdom for today, man, from Black Sea. Words of wisdom from Black Sea.
Well, I would say, man, just always do what you love to do. You know what I mean? If you do what you love to do, you'll never work a day in your life. You know what I mean? I feel like I've been getting over for years. For 30 years, I've been doing music, getting paid, living good off of it. And I feel like I don't work at all. I just get checks from doing what I love doing, which I would do anyway. You know, get paid to go out to clubs and perform, get paid to hang out with artists who I admire and look up to, or get paid to do music and, you know, things that I love doing. So, you know, if you find something you love doing, man, you know, you'll never work a day in your life. You'll feel like you're getting over in life. You know what I mean? So that's all I say, man. Just, you know, do what you love doing and put 100% in, you know what I mean? 110 actually. And, you know, and if you somebody who just trying to do music, trying to jump in, I mean, it's a little hard nowadays. Just don't quit your day job, man. You know, just do it on the side, do it as a hobby till something catch. You know what I mean? You just never know when that's the next song gonna take off for you. You know what I mean? So that's what I got to say, really, man. And you know, just much love. And yeah, go get that book, that Black Name Bible. Only grab
put that up there. Yeah, put that up there. Yeah, let the people get it. Back to Survival. You know, let them know where they can get that. Can they get that on your website, or they get it at Borders? Let the people know.
They can get it on Amazon.com right now. Amazon got it, and it's on my website. You know what I mean? www.rblposse.com, and hit that store, and it'll be right up there for them. So, yep, I want to grab that.
What's the main catcher for the book that you want to tell people that's a must read? You got to read this. You know, outside everything.
Well, like I said, it's from the
give
block
them
to
the keys.
It's about everything. It's about everything I done been through. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody love it. You know what I mean? And all I would say is you know, just check it out for yourself. You know what I mean? I mean, you ain't gonna. It's my book, so anything I say, a person gonna think that I'm just trying to sell it. But I just say check it out for yourself. Grab it. You know, look at even if you want to check out the back synopsis, you know, go on and check that out. And I guarantee you ain't gonna want to put the book down, you know, once you get it. And it's not a fictional book. It's a real life book that happened from the block to the booth. Everything I done been through, from losing my homies to losing my eye to being a part of the turf wars to getting in the music game, getting played in the music game and bouncing back and, you know, doing what I'm here now. So everything. So it's a bunch of jewels up in there, man. I guarantee you, once they get it, they ain't gonna want to put it down. That's for sure. That's what I've been getting from all the fans and friends, and even people who wasn't fans of mine who just say, you know, I just want to check the book out just because, you know what I mean? And they got it and loved it, and now they got them tuning in, trying to, you know, checking out the music. So
yeah,
it's a good read.
That's what it is, and we're gonna be on it, you know. So you know, I got it. I'm gonna go get that download and check it out and go through it. But I know a lot of the history, so I want to hear that and see it, and then hear from the other perspective, you know, from your perspective, going at everything you went through, you know, and that's big. And by reading that too, a lot of people don't understand when you read it. Then when they start hearing the music and hear your music today, they'll feel more of what feel you more of everything you went through by that experience, man. Black Seed, man, it is dope, man. That's dope, man. Get the book out. We on you, man, on this hit single, man. Everybody go cop that thing. Go hit it up, man. You know, let's get cracking. And that's what we do.
Yeah. Definitely go stream it, man. Go stream that.
Go hit it up. It's on Spotify. It's on every streaming service you can imagine. Go get it.
Yes, sir.
Go get it.
Yeah, the new RBL Posse just dropped today. The refreshed album, DJ Fresh, RBL Posse. Have to go get that too. Go stream.
Okay.
Yeah, DJ Fresh too. He remixed the whole, or refreshed, in his words, he refreshed the whole album with new beats, and that dropped today. So check out that RBL Posse, A Lesson to Be Learned. 30-year anniversary, man.
That's huge. Lesson to be learned. Yeah, 30-year anniversary. Yeah, you get now. That's hot. You know, you don't hear, you know, about too many people doing that. You know, with their sound library. You know, with an album that's refreshing and re-release it. That's hot, man. Another first coming from Black Sea and RBL Posse.
Most deaf.
Right. Peace and blessings, bro. Thanks for coming through.
Salute.
Black Sea.
Yes, sir.
Stay locked. Keep us locked. We got you.
Okay.
That was Black Sea, RBL Posse, Ruthless by Law, no doubt. Bay Area, finest. Check them out. Cop the book. Get with it. You know, this is great, great music. It's historic. You know, for those of you that didn't absorb or didn't have the opportunity to absorb the Bay Area, you got the Bay Area like Black Sea talked about. You had the Southern Cal, the SoCal sound, and then you mix it in with that Bay Area sound with all that thing and all the different flavors, what he's taking in. That's good. You got Young NAZ, you got Hunters Point Crew, you got 2K Kent up in there. He's in SoCal now with that, got that NorCal flavor down SoCal. Frank Stickums, you know, with the Tonys doing his thing. NorCal, East Coast, SoCal, anything. Frank's all over the place. He can be anywhere. You know, but that's how we do it. And Black Seas and RBL Posse, big shout out to them. You know, it's been another iHipHopTV one-on-one. I'm your man, PStock. Big shout out to Mad Money Militia, Dark Diva, Aladdin 19. Hit us up, follow all platforms. Hit us up, iHipHopTV. Check me out with Big Wall on Dress the Culture. You know, hit us up. Go subscribe to the YouTube. Go subscribe. Go follow. Friend us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and check us out on TikTok. Look for our teasers. We out there everywhere. You know, this has been iHipHopTV, Mad Money Militia one-on-one. I'm your man, PStock. Peace. Advice would you give to another aspiring artist right now? What would you tell them?
Life ain't perfect, but I feel it's worth it. Coming for everything I own, I know I deserve it. Told my mama that I got it, she ain't gotta worry.
Man, don't let nobody tell you different. You keep pushing. Don't listen to nobody. Don't care about what nobody says. Like none of their opinions, how they treat you. If they hate in your comments, just push past them. Be like, I don't care.
She was dropping bags on me, I know you was pledging. Hey, and from my daddy out the jail soon when he touched down, throwing paper like the mail do.
And I gotta bring up my dad's label, MME, you feel me? We gonna go up with that too.
Shout him out. Shout it out. Shout your dad's label
Shout out to my pops label, MME, man. Yo, you already know who it is, man. It's your boy, Militia. And I just got done doing my little interview with PStock on iHipHopTV 101, man. Y'all check us out. Mad Money Militia, man. Peace.
The legacy continues. So that's what I'm saying. And that's what we're here to talk about tonight. Fubu Radio as well.
Fredro Starr, he was doing New York Undercover, and he wound up coming to the house, grabbing some shirts, and he went out and said, you know what, I'm gonna shoot this on a show. He shot on New York Undercover. He wound up getting killed in the shirt, but it was like for us, it was like a 30-second commercial. You know, when everybody was here and doing things, we were always trying to figure out how we can zig when others were zagging. You know what I'm saying? And when that third year came, we were so, you know, nervous, but at the same time, we was making the most money we ever made, you know, to date. That's when the whole 350 million thing came into part, because we started, you know, expanding. And now we're in 2020, so I got to see everything. I got to see it go from an 8-track to digital to streaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like, and the concept behind what we're doing with the radio station is kind of the same concept that we do with the clothing brand, because it's all about our community and giving back and building our people up. But once it got to the 90s and past there, you know, you can't really talk about hip hop without mentioning Fubu.
And the hip hop player's wardrobe, you know, if you out chilling, that was a staple in it. Hey, good evening, everyone. It's your man PStock, and iHipHopTV One-on-One is back.